same when you're alone. Aïe. Bref. Bonjour, bonjour fragrance lovers, this is Clémence, I talk about fragrance and welcome back. So cringy to do this, don't do this Clémence, amazing. In today's video we're gonna talk about bougie fragrances. So if you're looking for your good, affordable, cheapy, this is not a good video. However, I did a lot of video in that subject, but today we're talking about luxurious, expensive fragrance. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? What do I think of them? So we're talking today about Fragrance du Bois. I'm really enjoying to discover more of those very high luxurious fragrances. Kind of change of strategy now in my fragrance collection. At the beginning I was like collecting, I like to have a lot of fragrances. I wouldn't spend a huge amount of money on one fragrance because I wanted more and more. And now I'm a little bit more in that quality seeking, so I prefer to have like one fragrance a month or every 2 months, but something really amazing that I think is going to be great in my collection, that I'm really going to have for a long time. And yeah, let's start anyway. This is a French niche brand. I think the headquarters are in Paris and they specialize in oud. They took French perfumery style and they mix it with like Oriental style basically. And the two together is really something. It's a bit like me, basically. A bit of French and love Orientals. Was meant to be. Claimed to be sustainable, which is really nice. And ethical business. I've read that basically they were helping local economy while they're picking their ingredients. So that's really nice. I know some houses like Chanel do that with their vanilla planifolia, helping people from Madagascar. So, you know, I'm always glad to see that. I'm assuming it's true. They also said that in their wood, it's 100%, I don't know how they call it especially, but I've seen vintage wood or pure wood. So it's a really high quality wood. So that's why he explained the prices as well. And as you may know, like wood is really expensive. Like the website is really luxurious, it's beautiful. The fragrances are categorized, so you can definitely like find something quite easily, which is nice, like the summer collection, bestsellers, summer edit, the fashion capitals, nature treasure. Mainly all of the ones that I have tried are from the oud collection, and there's some others as well, because I know this question is going to go in the comment. Well, I'm thinking of Minuit et Demi from the collection created with Demi. I didn't try it unfortunately, and I wish I would really like to try it because I'm sure it's beautiful. I've heard good thing about it, so I'm really curious to try. But my next trip to Jovoy is really soon now, so I'm definitely gonna have a try. Right to the fragrance now. Number 11 that I've tried is Oud Noir Intense, £495. Ooh la la, a lot of money. But again, they were specifying that the level of wood that they use is very pure. So for me, like I'm like, oh, okay, why not, you know? So my first impression when I smelled it was really like that eucalyptus, lavender freshness, even though there's none. It's not usually my type of fragrance, I have to say to you directly, you know, like I'm telling you. So it smells a bit like more this spa, massage kind of thing. And then after, dry down to something very woody, a lot of wood without being too dry, you know, and the wood is not something very animalic, so it's not repulsive at all, which is nice. Sometimes it is with the wood, you know. When I've seen the composition, I was really surprised because I didn't smell that at all. I remember when I was fragrance expert in Chanel, like some client would come to me and be like, oh, it smells fruit. I knew that there was no fruit in the composition, but I would never say, no madame, there's no fruit. Oh, if you smell fruit, then there is fruit for you. For me, it's alright, it's interpretation. You smell it like this, then it's like this, you know. But anyway, so bergamot, cardamom, rose, jasmine, sandalwood, patchouli, vanilla. I didn't smell that at all. I was like, oh, that's really different from what I'm smelling. For me, it's more spicy, very dark, very mysterious, and a lot of people make the comparison with oud wood. I didn't really smell that much of a comparison, but anyway. Fragrance is Amber Intense, a classic must-have amber, very intense, very projecting, but what makes a big difference for me, fruity note of it, there's a lot of tangerine, so it's nearly like a juicy amber, and I didn't really smell that before. I was really surprised. Super luxurious, decadent, nearly. If you don't have amber in your collection and you want something that is completely timeless, this is totally a must-have for me. Like, it's incredible, it's really nicely balanced, and it's not just that classic amber, a lot of depth, you know, like it's anyway, those fragrances you need to take time with them because they develop very different as well, and also try it on the skin. I remember when I first went with Fragrance du Bois, I smelled them on a blotter and you can't smell anything. Like these fragrances, if you want to smell the richness of it, you need to apply it on the skin. Anyway, really enjoy that. It's absolutely stunning. 595, but again, like there's a lot of ingredients inside that, like balsamic ingredients that are quite expensive. I would enjoy to have that for sure. Not too sure I'm ready to spend that at the moment because I've got other things in my wish list, but interesting. New York, Fifth Avenue. So I've never been to New York, so I was really quite happy like to have a try. First thing for me, it smells more wintry, and I could smell the spices of Christmas. I don't know. This time it developed a little bit of that caramel note, and it's not like a sweet caramel. Like it's coming sometimes in waves, you know, caramel there, caramel there. It's really nicely done, quite velvety. There's a lot of violet, so it's also a little bit powdery. A New York City busy person, woman or man, it's very unisex. With something like that oriental, mysterious vibe. It's very charming. It's got like a slightly clean undertone. I would probably wear it for me in the winter daytime. It gives that slight sensuality with that business class, I would say. Nearly like that tea vibe at the end. Interesting. I wanted to show you is something I received from the brand. So I want to thank them. I've not been paid for this video, by the way. They didn't ask me to film anything. I just decided to do it because it's been long that I wanted to talk about them. So voila. Siberian Rose. So that's the next one in my list. First of all, can we talk about that packaging? I mean, sorry. It's really nice actually, like that. It's a jewelry box. You can actually remove this and have it as a jewelry box. It's so beautiful, and it made me slightly emotional when I had it because my mom used to have those velvety kind of jewelry box, and I used to always steal her earrings that was inside and try to dress like a lady. I really love to have mine now. Siberian Rose is a very clean rose, I would say. It smells very romantic. It's not the creamy rose, you know. I would say it's really on trend, basically. You know, like Kilian Rose on Ice? Well, it's slightly that vibe, you know, like very clean, effervescent, fizzy, and something that projects definitely 100 better on the skin. I know that, you know, a lot of people were probably gonna say, Clémence, we pay a lot for the packaging as well in this brand. I'm like, yeah, well, 100%, but I do really think that for me, and I always told you, the packaging is really important for me because I hate when people come to me and be like, oh yeah, it's just like a smelly water, it doesn't need to have like a big packaging. I'm just like, no darling, the fragrance is a piece of art, is actually indeed the most ancient art in the world. I think it deserves a nice packaging, so for me, like, I don't really mind to pay for a bit of packaging when it's that beautiful. Next one, Sarah. Sarah. I don't know how to pronounce it, okay? Sarah. Okay, it's powerful. The definition of an Arabian fragrance, to me, Arabian rosewood type of fragrance. It's so rich, it's so complex, so luxurious. I worked a little bit in Harrods at some point, and also like in Chanel in the boutiques in London, and we used to have a lot of Arabian clientele. Whenever the ladies would come in, they would smell that very opulent rosewood fragrance, and this really made me think of that, and I adore that fragrance. I love that. It kind of actually inspired me. There's a lot of saffron as well, so it's quite spicy. So the price is 695, but I guess in a fragrance like that, especially when you add some oud, some saffron that is the most expensive ingredient in the world, especially if it's a high quality one, I'm not surprised to see that price. I was not surprised. It's really seductive as well. It's a bit like the Amber Intense. It's something that you keep forever because it's really timeless. You know, there's some fragrance that you buy, but they're a bit eccentric or creative or stuff. This kind of fragrance, you always kind of need that in your collection. I wake up tomorrow and I'm like, look, I need a good rosewood fragrance. I want one rosewood fragrance. Well, that's an amazing one. Next one is Oud Jaune Intense, and that was created by, I'm telling you why I'm saying that, by Nathalie Chéteau. Nathalie Chéteau created Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford, and it does make sense in this creation. It's not as light as Soleil Blanc, definitely not. It's really like pulsing, honestly. It smells nearly like that sun-kissed skin vibe, holidays vibe, slightly coconutty. I don't think there is coconut inside, but you know that tropical vibe, vanilla-like, ultra intense. And when I smelled it, I smelled Monoi as well. It was like I was traveling to Tahiti. Powerful, slightly honeyed. There's a lot of pineapple and you can smell it from far away. Recently, I've tried Montal Intense Terre, I think. If you like those kind of smell, you're gonna really enjoy that. But this, for me, is more powerful again. Like, it's more creamy. And it was interesting because with the time I could smell all the ingredients listed separately, which for me is a quality thing. On my list is Oud Rouge Intense, really a real crush. It smells very vibrant, slightly fruity floral. I know there's not really a fruity floral at all in there, but for me at first I smelled that. I don't know why, but my first impression was also pink pepper. I've got a nose for pink pepper, okay? Like, when I was a fragrance expert, like, I could pick a pink pepper from super far away. I don't know why, we have a connection with pink pepper. Like all of the Oud collection, for me is more like a backbone and there to give structure to the fragrance and give like a lot of depth and darkness. One of the most passionate. It really focused as well with the time on the woody note, slightly a dry note, and that's why when I smell it, and a lot of people compare it to Creed Royal Oud, which is, you know it, one of my favorite fragrances. So for me, I was like, yeah, that's beautiful. After, for me, it's quite different because you've got a lemony tone and it's not as cedar-like as Royal Oud would be. However, really nice, 100% real organic oud. It's more an intimistic sillage. A fragrance should be applied everywhere that you want to be kissed, and this is really the idea of this fragrance. It's nearly like your lover, you know, is smelling you like from close, you know, like you're doing stuff. Oud Orange Intense. Compared to the other one, I would say this one is super challenging, but how much I adored it. Of course, why did I love it? There's coconut inside. It's my guilty pleasure. Coconut and a lot of vanilla. Vanilla bourbon madness. Nearly made me think of a réglisse bonbon. How do you call that? I forgot again. I'll put the translation. So intoxicating. It's the time very chocolatey, nearly coffee-like as well. You know, that espresso martini vibe nearly. Developing to a very ultra gourmand fragrance. It's really delicious. It's a delicious fragrance, but I would say it's something that I won't wear as much as, for example, the other ones, because it's something that you wear on special occasion. You have really an occasion because it's really different. It's really creative. Number 3, and I was really surprised to have it on my top 3, Oud Rose Intense. It was created, let me give you the name, by Hamid Merati Kashari. I hope I say it great. This man created Layton. Just Layton, casually Layton. It's not someone they picked just like this. Huh? At the beginning, I was smelling some freshness with lavender, for example. Again, nearly minty vibe, but very more delicate. It smells like very clean roses to me. So at the beginning, I was like, oh, super romantic, maybe not as much my style. But with the time, I enjoyed it so much. It begins to be like more sweeter, and that's why I really like with their fragrance. At the beginning, I was smelling them and be like, okay, and then you smell that after 5 more minutes and you're like, okay, that's different. And it's really nice because you rediscover it again and again, and that's why I love with natural ingredients, you know, they are moving. When it's overly synthetic, it's really stable. Wherever you use more natural, it's moving more. So some people are like, whoa, the batch. Well, I'm like, well, thank gosh, the batch are changing otherwise, you know. know, like, anyway. Minty tone is slightly given by the geranium, so it always gives that rosy mintiness with geranium, which is really interesting. Ambery, a little bit of bergamot, romantic, but at the same time a little bit of sensuality, very elegant to me, like super classy for a woman, especially to me, very royal to me. I loved it, I really loved it, and it's not usually my kind of fragrance, so you can trust me on that. I'm really delighted. Number 2 is Oud Vert Intense, and the first one that is pronouncing the T in vert, you out of this channel now. 495, ouch. I have to say, with my top 2, like I would rob the bank. It was created by Olivier Pecheux, again an amazing name. For example, he created the 1 million line, and hell yeah, I'm surprised. He created a lot of diptyque, Explorer, Mont Blanc, for example, but the diptyque for me made the most sense because when I smelled it, I smelled that evergreen freshness, really aromatic, and this is something that you can really smell, you know, in diptyque fragrance, so I was really not surprised. For me, this one is the most gentleman, classy fragrance. It does have a very lemony tone at the end, and when you apply it on the skin, it gives that dirty vetiver tone without being too green as well. It's really balanced, it's smooth, and it's very silky, which is very rare into the green fragrances when it's that smooth. There's a bit of ginger, cardamom to pinch that up. Can't get enough of this one. It's incredible. Next one, and my number 1, and this is quite funny because when I first discovered Fragrance du Bois, I was stuck with this one. I was like, I just love this, but I'm not too sure. Maybe no, I don't love it that much. I'm not too sure. And now I have it at home in my discovery set. I've been wearing it, and I'm like, would I spend £495 for this? Hell yeah. Well, it's gonna take a little bit of time. It's gonna be like my fragrance in one fragrance for 2 or 3 months, but I'll be happy with that. Like, if I can have a super qualitative fragrance like that, I don't mind. I don't need like a crazy shitloads of fragrance. Sorry, I've been rude. It smells ultra clean. This is the most oceanic one, I would say, aquatic fragrance, but without being too much marine. You know, sometimes too much marine is not easy to wear. This one is quite distant, and it's the fragrance that makes me want to travel the most. I smell it, I'm directly by the coast. It's incredible. The contrast. So you have that soapiness, cleanness, and suddenly with just sometimes it's enveloping in frankincense, myrrh vibe, opoponax. So I would say waxy tone. It's basically you take the dark side of the force and the good side of the force, and you put them together. That's basically Boba Fett, no? It's a bounty hunter. The Mandalorian, basically. If I start to talk about Star Wars, you're not gonna finish the video soon. But yeah, it's incredible. That contrast is incredible, and with sometimes it gives me like a slightly tea note as well. I need it, but I'm super glad to have spent some time like I did for Creed, for MFK. My ultimate advice with this is that you will understand more if you take, you know, a discovery set with you, because I sat down, I spent time to smell them, I put them on my skin, try them separately, and then I understood. Voila. For someone that is trained as well, you can't like give that to someone that is not really enjoying fragrance and be like, or you know, like for me to enjoy those type of fragrance, you need to have a trained nose, be a real fragrance lovers, and be like, you know, or enjoy like super quality things, because for me it's quality. Like I smell quality. An amazing brand to discover, so highly recommend you to try, at least to try, because it's honestly it's great. You can subscribe to my channel if you want to see a bit more of this. I'll be happy to welcome you. Tell me in the comments if you ever try one of the fragrance. Big thank you to my community of YouTubers that goes in the description box to give me a little tips. It's always helpful. You know, I really appreciate you. That's it. And I will see you soon. Bye now.